Every time a holiday rolls around, there's going to be a list of seasonal items that just go crazy in sales during that period. And as soon as the holiday's over, the sales slow way down. The holiday we're coming up on is Valentine's Day. And of course, a bunch of Valentine's Day candy and chocolates are selling really well right now and will continue to sell basically up to the holiday. Now, chocolates and candy will still sell well after the holiday, but the Valentine's Day themed items and the heart shapes are probably going to sell a lot slower after Valentine's Day. But there's still a couple weeks until Valentine's Day, so we should be able to find some products that we can merchant fulfill, get quickly out the door in time for Valentine's Day. So let me show you how you can use SellerAmp to find these specific products so we can make some profit for the holiday. All right, so we're on Amazon.com. We can just click the search bar and see which products are trending right now. And obviously you can see a lot of Valentine's Day things. Valentine's Day gifts for her, Valentine's Day gifts for him, Valentine's candy, Valentine's Day gifts for kids. All these things are trending, which means that they're just selling very quickly right now, and they will continue to sell for the next couple of weeks. And they might slow down, or that trend will go away eventually. All right, so I'm actually going to go with Valentine's Day candy because I know that you can find a lot of candy in stores. So we should be able to merch fulfill these and find some things that we know are going to be able to find through online arbitrage. So basically, we're going to look at a couple different products here. And what I'm interested in are products that have a little bit higher buy box, but still aren't super bulky, right? We don't want products that, it's maybe $50, but it's an 8-pack or it's, 10 pounds in weight, because we want to be able to ship these things pretty efficiently, but we don't want to have something that's super heavy or require a ton of packaging. So that's what we're going to look for. We also don't want items that are super cheap, because it's going to be hard to find things profitably if it's only selling on Amazon for like $7, $8, even $10, right? Because we got to buy it for $1 and then ship it for under $5, which is going to be tough to do to find profit. And lastly, it's a little too late to be shipping in merchant fulfilled items for Valentine's Day. We're a little bit behind the ball here. So basically, we just need to find items that we can quick flip, merchant fulfill, to make some profit before the holiday season is over. So with those couple metrics in mind, we're going to be looking for specific items that we know we've seen in stores, or at least that we think we could find on websites. So the sponsored items, a lot of times, are going to be, they're running ads for these specific search things. So might not find some of these in stores, or they're just going to be, right, a very website specific brand that isn't going to be selling profitably. So Reese's is one we know we can find in stores. Astor chocolate, maybe. Hershey's and Reese's definitely can find in stores, but like $10, right? It's going to be hard, and Amazon's on this 100% of the time. It's going to be hard to find that profitably. But Starburst, right? We know we can find those in stores. But again, we want to look for ones that have a buy box that is reasonable that we could find profitably. So I'm just going to keep scrolling till I find something that makes sense. So we have a big pack of Reese's Hearts. Let's open that up just in case. And then we can see, okay, Lindor chocolate, 38 ounce. That's, over 2 pounds, but it's not, too bad of a product to ship. So we're going to open that as well. We'll start with these two, and then we can reverse source off of those, right? If people are finding these two items profitably, there's a good chance they have other holiday candy in their stock as well. So that's the goal, to reverse source off of that. All right, so we're going to look at this product here. It sells very quickly, and we can see that Amazon is on the listing. But what we can do is check to see if they are actually sharing the buy box here, or if others have some in stock, right? Someone sold this or someone's listed at $25, an FBM seller. A lot of ratings on this product, though, which is not ideal. Like, these sellers have a ton of ratings, which means that, if they are getting the buy box share, potentially that Amazon is going to either give it to the big sellers, or they're going to keep it themselves. But we do need to go to our SellerAmp calculator and change this to FBM, because we want to make sure that we can ship this, merchant fulfill, and we have the calculation set up for merchant fulfill. So we have that $8 cost, because it is a 3-pound item. So we want to make sure that we got this estimated cost of shipping in there, and then it's going to make a $16 profit at 0, but we're up to $12.32. So originally FBA, it was a max cost of 10, gave us an extra $2 to work with. So meltable doesn't matter, right? It's not going to melt in February. We're good here. So let's just take a look here. We can see that's where Amazon has it. Reese's is selling it, but it's $38, way too high of a price. Reese's. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to find, the big pack size that they want here. It's 36 of them for like $12. It's going to be really hard to do. So let's move on. And again, we were going to reverse source off of like a listing like this, but all these sellers have a ton of reviews, which means they're probably getting these wholesale and getting them very cheap. So we don't want to look at a product like that. So we're going to move on to this next product that we found here. Again, it's another bulk item, but ideally we are able to see if other sellers are on the listing. If they're not, we got to move on, go to the next product, go back to that main page so we can find a good starting point. But this is 90 pack, pretty heavy, right? It's almost 3 pounds. So we're going to ship this for $8. We can see Amazon is on the listing, but we got to put our calculation in, $8. Okay, and then we scroll down. We see Amazon is the only seller on the listing. So we don't want to look into this too much because there's a low chance that we actually get some buy box share. So let's keep moving on. Let's go back to this main page where we search Valentine's Day candy and look for other products here. So we can see this Hershey Heart, $39. That's pretty good. It looks like Amazon is the only seller on the listing though. So we're going to keep moving on. Again, you might have to scroll a little bit to actually find a product that has some arbitrage sellers on it. We can see Valentine's Day gummy bears. Let's try this. And then, maybe we can get at least a start from there. So let's try this one. We have Valentine's Day gummies. It's a 2-pack. And we got to get it very cheap, right? So this one might be a little tricky to find, but let's just see, is Amazon the only one? So Amazon is not on the listing. There's 19 offers, which is great. So we can see that, although there are some sellers with a bunch of reviews and ratings, there are some that doesn't have a bunch of reviews and ratings. So at some point, they might have been able to sell this profitably. Look at the chart history. We were getting this $9.99. Some people were selling it for $12.99. So, if this was $12.99 and we could get these for like $1.50 each, $1.50 times 2. Nice thing, you can use this as a calculator. And then I have actually a prep fee in there. So I have to remove that from my calculation. And again, this is very light. So we can actually ship this for maybe $5 or even less, $4.50-ish. But we're going to make a bunch of money on this. So I can see, even with this small buy box, if these are cheap enough, right, we can find this profitably. So, but again, we can do a quick search here. Let's just do that just to see. So we can see Walmart has this for $1.24. Awesome. So $1.24 times 2, right? We have to subtract our prep fee there because we're going to be merchant fulfilling these. So really, we're not buying these for 93 cents, but that's to make the calculation work. That's what I'm using here. So 93 cents. This is currently selling at $8.85. Whoa, $8.85. So we're a little low on the profit side, but the ROI is huge, right? So unfortunately, we probably won't be merchant fulfilling this product. I mean, if we really wanted to get down to the nitty gritty of how much this is here, it's 8 ounces. So we're not going to pay a full $5 most of the time, especially for shipping close by in the same state of us. So we're going to make $2.71. I mean, if you want to run this up a ton, you're going to make almost 300% ROI. So you could, buy a bunch of these. It does look like the rank is slowly dropping here. So this product is picking up steam like crazy. This is not a great estimate because it's looking at, the last 30 days or 90 days of history. So it's currently at a 2K rank, which means this is probably selling like close to 1,000 times per month. So that's what we care about. This thing is going to fly. If you can get your hands on some of these, you're definitely going to make some money. But the profit is just a little bit low for our standards. Again, if you can sell a bunch of these, it's a food item that won't get returned, which is nice. And people are most likely buying these as gifts or to give to somebody. So it's going to be something that sells and doesn't get returned. So you could buy this as an option. But again, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at these other sellers, some of the other sellers in the listing, and we want to see, do they have other merchant fulfilled products, specifically in the Valentine's Day category, that we can sell as well. So what I want to do is actually look at some of the FBM sellers, because these FBA sellers, great, they have FBA, but the FBM sellers are ones that are finding these products FBM, and they're also probably finding other products that they can FBM as well. So we want to look at those storefronts. So I'm going to look at this one storefront here, and hopefully we're able to find other Valentine's Day products, right? They have a couple Hallmark products. Otherwise, we can just sort through all of their products. We can actually go by grocery. If they don't have a ton of like branded products for Valentine's Day, what you can do is just sort by grocery, because we know that these are going to be like Valentine's Day candy products. That's what we're looking for. But we'll start with Hallmark because those are probably some sort of seasonal item. And if they're not, right, we can just move on. So let's load some more here. If we don't see anything seasonal right away pop up, yeah, it looks like it's a bunch of birthday cards. So we're actually probably going to skip these. Let's go right up to the grocery and gourmet and see if they have anything else. Okay, so they do have some other Valentine's Day branded stuff. This is great. It's exactly what we want to see. So that's the product we just saw here. So then we can actually do some analysis on the page here to get through some of these a little bit quicker. We're not spending a bunch of time on the page like we did on this one. So we can see the Starburst conversation hearts. Obviously, the offer count's probably going up on something like this, which is why you see a little bit of a price drop. But if we're still profitable, these are going to be very quick flips. So hopefully you can avoid some more price tanking, sell these items quickly. It looks like $11.55 is kind of that steady price. which is right where we see the chart at. We need to get this for $1.08. It's only one bag, so this actually might be fairly achievable. So what I want to do, instead of actually opening up the Amazon page, because we kind of did our analysis here, right? We saw, and we can go into the Amazon page and look at more statistics if we need to. But we see that max cost 108 when it sells at 11.55, which is basically right around the buy box. We can Google this. We do want to see how much, does that change when we actually merchant fulfill and add our shipping cost. But we can see that if this is the same product, 0.88 ounce, is this the same product? We need a 13-ounce bag. Okay, so we have a 13-ounce bag here. You can see $3.98. Okay, that might be a little high, but again, if we merchant fulfill, we might add a couple dollars to our max cost here. So that's what we need to do. We need to open the Amazon page, double check that our max cost, see what it changes to once we have our shipping fee in there when we merchant fulfill. And again, this estimated sales is just going to be off only because it's taking an average of the sales rank over the last 30 or 90 days, and then it's estimating the sales based on that rank. Because we have a dropping rank that's dropped so steeply in the last couple months, or in the last couple weeks even, that the rank is actually going to be more representative of how many sales they actually have. So 4,000 rank in grocery is probably going to sell at least 500, maybe 1,000 times. So we should be able to sell this a lot more than 47 times. But let's scroll down and get that calculation in there. Again, this is under a pound. It's 13 ounces. So we should be able to ship this for $5. Now that puts us at a $2.58 max cost, which is a little bit closer, right? Now we're at $3.98. So if I have my prep fee in there. I have to subtract that $1.55. Now we're at $2.43. Okay, so now we are selling this profitably, $3.15, 130% ROI. I mean, these are going to be huge ROIs because we are finding a lot of this candy super cheap. And again, you can sell these super quickly. It's just a one pack. You throw them in a poly bag or you throw them in a bubble mailer, right? And then, it's only 13 ounces. So you're going to have a cheap shipping on this product and you should be able to sell a bunch of these. And we can look at how many other sellers in the listing. We see that there is some sellers with a lot of stock, FBA, but the FBM sellers are also on this listing, right, priced competitively. So if some of these FBA sellers run out of stock, like 1, 1, 1, 5, 11 even, those sellers are going to sell pretty quickly. If they get the buy box share, they're going to sell that one basically right when they get the buy box. So a lot of these sellers could fall off pretty quickly, and then only the sellers with a good amount of stock are going to stay left. So once that happens, right, if we can have a quick fulfillment time because we're merchant fulfilling, we should be able to get the buy box some of the time, and that's only going to boost our sales here. So again, this is something that if it's a pickup, you can pick up in store at Walmart, pick up today. If I can order these, pick up in store and, test it out today, right? I can go pick it up in a couple hours, list the product. If I sell, 3 to 5 items by the end of the night, I should be going to the store and buying as much as possible so I can sell those over the next 2 weeks. So using this method, right, we can come across a bunch of different Valentine's Day products. It might take a little bit to get started, right? We had to go through a couple of products to actually find something as a starting point. But if you're able to do that, it's going to help you bounce around to find a bunch of different seasonal products that you can sell profitably on Amazon. And SellerAmp makes it so easy to get through these products quickly. So if you guys don't use SellerAmp already, you actually can get a 14-day free trial. If you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe to the SellerAmp channel, and we will see you in the next video.